Oh man, the kids didn't finish the chips in here. Let's go ahead and jump into the latest report that I saw, which makes, I don't know, I shouldn't say perfect sense because it actually it's the furthest thing from making perfect sense. It's absolutely living in an episode of The Twilight Zone, but it makes perfect sense in the context when you overheat the biggest economy in the world and stuff dollar bills in everybody's pocket and then create a casino climate in the asset classes with people pouring in and then rug pulled in spectacular fashion. Not so shocking anymore, but I heard a report lately that reports are that, I hate to say this one. This is a hard one to tackle, really, for me. It's because I'm a real estate guy. But, again, I know this is a forward indicator as we monitor the health and the fitness of the U.S. real estate market, because if we lose it, we're going to lose everything. We've always had booms and busts throughout history, and every time a boom has occurred, a bust has followed. So for that reason, trying to be a little cautious right now, raise a little awareness. Thank you to everybody that helps. Appreciate your help on this matter. Whew, insanity, this stuff. Dumpster diving is now spiking. Let me repeat that. That's just insane. Like when I started this channel, I didn't think I would go to dumpster dining videos. My goodness. What's the world coming to? You guessed it. Dumpster dining. Apparently, and in previous recessions, we saw a little uptick in that. People go behind the grocery store and maybe scrounge for some thrown out produce or stuff that expiration date went bad a couple days ago. Now you can't even do that. Now you can't even do that because they lock up their trash cans probably in most cities because they don't want to get sued if you happen to eat something that expired yesterday and gives you a tummy ache tomorrow. But people are being identified, noticed to being inside of dumpsters now all over the 100 biggest metros in America. You can't dream this stuff up. It's absolute insanity. Well, what's this really tell us? Well, it tells us that Americans, the average American now, is becoming food insecure. Food insecure. And I've reported on this before. You've probably heard me report on this in prior videos because I know as a trained salesman in the psychology of people, in the psychology of sales, once people make up their mind to buy, they're going to buy a house. The last thing to go in a downturn, or when things get tough, or when inflation is squashing them, or when they're living on credit cards, or when they've exhausted their savings. The last thing to go is always what? The house, of course. Why? Well, I'll tell you why, of course. That's what I'm here for. They put so much pressure to buy the house. They believed the FOMO. FOMO's no good, no matter how you slice it. The fear of missing out, you're just never going to operate with a level-headed, sharp, laser-focused mind in place. And when you're dealing with the biggest asset class in the world, that's what you really want to operate with, not FOMO. I don't even care if this time is different or this bubble sustains itself. I still don't want to see anybody operate out of FOMO. But the latest trend is that people are now dumpster diving. Dining in dumpsters, dumpster dining, dumpster diving, you name it, however you want to wrap this one up, that's what they're out there doing. Why? Told you this, because their last thing to go is the house, the apartment, wherever you can save money. Collecting bottles, collecting cans, whatever you can do, going to the pawn shop. But the real writing in the wall, and we're going to cut to exactly the data here in a second, for all our data-driven people out there. You want data over experience. Give me the data. Okay. We're going to give you some data today. This thing is spinning out of control. The amount of people now on food assistance in America, shocking, staggering number. What do you think it is? Leave it in the comments below. How many people do you think now are on government food assistance programs? Waiting for it? Well, you don't have to wait any longer. Let's jump over and see what the actual numbers of people on food assistance are here in America. Then we're going to meet back here to wrap this one up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up and strap in as data reveals over 42 million Americans are now on federally funded food programs, formerly known as food stamps. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. So there you go. What do you think? 42 million. 42 million people on food assistance. And here's the thing, and this is a great program for people that really legitimately need that food assistance. Could have gone through a divorce, single mom, trying to pull this thing off, forced back to work, bridge that gap. But what's happening? What percentage, and that's probably something we should research, what percentage, well, they probably won't have that data because it would be catastrophic for the program. But out of the 42 million people, how long do you think they've been on it? How many people do you think have plans of getting off it? You see, I've always said it's kind of similar with the homeless crisis. We're trying to spend our way out of it. If you furnish the gutter for the people that are found themselves in the gutter, how incentivized will they be to get out of the gutter? So if you continue to enable people, how incentivized are they really to climb out of it? You get comfortable. They're exactly where they are right now because that's exactly where they actually want to be, whether they'll admit it or not. They want to say, I want to be rich, but they're not willing to do it. They're not willing to sacrifice. Now, that's what I've always said here at this channel with your real estate. Be willing to sacrifice now to ride off into the sunset later. Be willing to live in a shoebox temporarily to stack cash and maybe buy your first investment property, even if you got to get a couple friends together to pool your money for the down payment on a property that pencils out. I continue to show you properties that pencil. We'll continue to show properties that pencil. Why? Well, of course, I'm going to tell you. Repetition. The only way I've ever learned how to recondition my mind, and believe me, it's an ongoing, lifelong journey and process. I have to recondition my thinking through repetition, daily reminders. This is what you want to be. This is where you want to go. This is what you want to do. This is the way you want to operate. This is the kind of person you want. I got to continue to do that. So through repetition, and that circles us back to the food insecurity. Through repetition, if you continue to stuff money in people's pocket, free money, how incentivized are they to get out of that situation they're in? Food insecurity now is a problem because of overstimulating the economy, the rug pull, making people feel like these free checks were just going to come. Everything was going to be rainbows and sunshine. I mean, there's never been a consistent rainbows and sunshine era. Anytime, and that's why I always say no rainbows, no sunshine, because what we experienced during stimulus was this artificial rainbows and sunshine era. And you can never have that remain. It's always going to be followed, just like our weather patterns. Welcome to the real world. Sometimes you have bad weather. It's just the way it is. Sometimes that weather gets really bad. It's the way it is. But the sunshine always comes. But it doesn't stay forever. Now, here in California, I'm sitting, you get 300 days of sunshine a year on average, although that we just went through, I think, the longest period with no sun in this city. Very depressing, by the way, for someone like me that's used to that. I know you must feel horrible, like that poor Scott Walters. Did you hear? He had to go through an extended period of time with no sunshine, and he's a California guy. Don't feel bad for me. Well, feel bad for me a little bit if you want. But the realities are this. We're seeing food insecure American people will eat top ramen. They'll eat fast food to hang on to the house. But when they start dumpster diving, they're on borrowed time. My final thoughts I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand, the biggest artificially created asset bubble ever produced in world history, courtesy of a crisis, might not be able to sustain itself. When you see an uptick in dumpster diving, I'm not a rocket scientist, by the way, as much as I like to act like one here and there. But I'm pretty sure that's not the sign of an economy that's rebounding strong. I'm pretty sure that's not the sign of a resilient population. I'm pretty sure that's not a sign of people keeping up with the inflation rate and their earnings, unable to do it at all, if they even have a job anymore. I'll be here to blow the lid off it, though, every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. Appreciate the content and want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. Along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.